I'm Fereal, and today we are going to be ranking romance. It is everywhere. Fairies, vampires, werewolves, they are all out here just falling in love. People are falling in love mid-apocalypse, making babies and everything, running through the woods, fully pregnant and stuff. Bruh, they're doing a lot.
Shut up and get to the point!
Okay, we are going to be ranking about 40 romance tropes into different categories to see how we feel about romances. I'm going to move out of the way and let's bring up some categories. The first category is I love you most ardently. These are the books I just won't be able to put down. I won't be able to DNF it even if it's not as great. But if it has these romance tropes, I'm going to see it through because these are just the creme de la creme of romance tropes. The second category, now this could be something. This could be a little something. This could be the start of a great thing. These books will be the ones I like, the good ones, a good time every single time, okay? Category 3 is, if done correctly, there are some romance tropes that can go left with a quickness. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's terrible. It all depends on the author dealing with the subject matter and if they are dealing with it correctly. Category number 4 is just not my vibe, not my thing. Maybe you. Keep it over there. Keep it over there. It's not something I want to be doing with my life. It's not. Category number 5. These are the books that I would love to throw in the depths of hell. These are the terrible ones. These are the ones I usually rant about. These are the ones I rant about. Some of these romance authors are out here just getting their check and just pushing. They are. I'm not gonna start ranting this early in the video, but this category gives flames, absolute flames on the side of my face. I can't stand these. Oh, I want to start ranting already, and I should not. Let's get into this. Are you ready? Let me go into the corner and see. Oh, good Lord, it's starting out rough. Abduction to love. My God. Oh, it's starting flamey. It's starting with flames. We all love a good Beauty and the Beast romance, but usually the ones that I've encountered are not Beauty and the Beast. Like, this is where there's usually some mafia thing involved. The girl gets kidnapped because her father did something, and then she falls in love with the guy who kidnapped her. It's no. This one, not so great. I don't usually love the way it's done most of the time. So let's start right there. Age gap. What is going on? I'm gonna put it in not my vibe for now. Oh, here's also a thing. There are only 9 slots for each category. So I can't have more than 9 tropes within a particular category. So I'm going to have to promote and demote as I see fit. Oh gosh, that's going to be difficult. This is going to be rough. Let's see. Age gap, I'm going to put in not my vibe at the moment. But honestly, age gap could be flames because these are usually those spicy novels that has the guy being extra dominant and it's just a mess. It's a mess. So usually it's not my vibe. Sometimes it can be done correctly, but that's very, very rarely. I know. So there's that. Amnesia. Amnesia, it's also not my vibe, but it can go in if done correctly at the moment. No, it's almost like a rekindled love story. Okay? Angst, go straight to the top. I love you most ardently. Oh, I love a good angsty romance. Just, what is she thinking? What are they doing? What is going on? Oh, I love a great time. The internal turmoil, it's stunning every single time. Arranged marriage could be good if it's done correctly, both parties. Sometimes, yes, when it's a great arranged marriage. It's when there's mutual pining, but there's a misunderstanding between both parties, and most of the time the girl just rebels against the family, so she doesn't want to accept this guy even though she's busy falling for him, and it's like this enemies to lovers type thing. Oh, that great. Others, not so much, but when it's done well, it's done well. Let's move on. Bad boy, good girl. Okay, so here's the thing. Bad boy, good girl has been done to death. I'm tired. Can I see a bad boy, good boy, bad girl, good girl? Oh, bad girl, good boy. Yes. But this bad boy, good girl thing is played out. He has a bike and he wears this jacket and he talks like this. No. Just, release us. We don't have the time for this. Bad boy, good girl, not my vibe anymore. Not at the moment. I don't have the energy for that. Banter, oh, go straight to the top. In your place of prime spot right at the top. Banter gives everything it's supposed to. I love characters. For me, if the character chemistry is on point, I will sit through every episode. I will schlep through every chapter, even if the plot is going nowhere slowly. If these two characters can banter, oh, I'm there. I'm there for the ride every single time. Banter is, oh, BDSM. BDSM, I'm going to put in if done correctly. Because I'm not a part of the BDSM community and I don't read books that have BDSM in it often. But I've noticed that these authors are out here just getting their check. And they're writing about things that are popular. And BDSM was very popular in romance novels for a while. And it was done by girlies who were not part of the BDSM community. And I feel like if you are writing about BDSM, you need to actually understand BDSM because it's not just some slap and tickle whoop whoop type situation. Okay? Oh, I'm gonna these author rants. Oh gosh. It's only my second video. Just let me be calm. Just let me be calm. Best friend's brother. Sorry, that stupid movie. Oh, sorry. That movie comes to mind. The one, that Kissing Booth movie and the books that it's based on. Both questionable. Choices were made. Choices were made. The ridiculousness of it all. Best friend's brother is going to have to go in. Not my vibe. I'm just thinking of my best friend's brother. Rubles, I love you, but it's an absolute no. An absolute no every single time. So, oh, and if I find my best friend with my brother, oh, I will kill Gershwin slowly. Anyway, let's see. Someone makes a bet. I should stop thinking about these ridiculous books that movies were made out of. They are not the standard. They are not, but it's so bad though. Someone makes a bet, it's usually flames. It usually drives me up the wall. And those are usually the books that I DNF. Billionaires, Flames 2, go in the bin. Just. I'm going to pull up a list of billionaires. Self-made billionaires, because usually these books have these self-made billionaires. Look at the list. And I need you to look at the list and see. The billionaires. If the book cover has a billionaire on the title, I have an issue. Sometimes a book can have a billionaire in it, but I don't want the fact that he's a billionaire to be the plot. Can we not? Like, him having money should not be the reason you fall in love with him. And this usually goes hand in hand with the trope. He's so dominating and she's always this little lost puppy, because it's usually the heterosexuals. It's usually, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't find many queer billionaire books. It's usually the cishet girlies who are out here just making money the main object. And he's usually flying her out somewhere, doing the absolute most. And it's cringy. It's cringe. Because, no, it's just this. Usually she's like 22 or 23 and he's like 32 or something. And there's always some misunderstanding about his money because somebody in his family is not very joyous about the inferiority of her circumstances. It's always a thing. Let me move along. Drunken hookups, not so much. Drunken confessions, however. Hear me out. Getting drunk, then all of a sudden there is a confession taking place. Something is being said that shouldn't have been said. It's usually the guy. You see that Lady Antebellum song? I love a good drunken confession. Drunken hookup, not so much. Maybe if it's done correctly, because if somebody is too drunk, then no. But when it's a drunken confession, if done correctly. Final decision, if done correctly. Enemies to lovers, go straight to the top. I'm not even going to defend my love for enemies to lovers. Rivals to lovers, enemies to lovers, anything that has a misunderstanding right at the start that just takes off and yes. Fairy tales, oh, it's been done. It's been done though. Ugh. Fairy tales are great, but it's really been done. Okay, I'm gonna leave you in this could be a little thing. Could be a little something for now because I do have a deep-seated love for fairy tales. I love anything that has a werewolf on the cover. So sometimes I read romances that have werewolves on the cover. I'm not talking about like Omegaverse books. I'm talking about just a, let's think, For the Wolf. It's like a reimagining of like Little Red Riding Hood or just any fantasy that has a retelling of a fairy tale. I usually love those books. So fairy tales, they are in my heart, but they have been done to death though. We need to find something else. We need to find something new. Fake relationships. Fake relationships are a beauty. The fake relationships I will love most ardently forevermore. Let me tell you why. Fake relationships always have the slow burn aspect to it. Okay, most of the time. You know that if somebody asks you to be in a fake relationship, you're usually going to say no. So if you say yes to a fake relationship, it means there's already a seed planted. You are already invested in the welfare of this person. It's a lot of effort to put into something that you will not get invested in. And it's usually the whole proximity thing. You have to spend a lot of time together and you gradually get to know this person in a certain light, and it's great. Yes, fake dating slaps every single time. Forbidden love, okay, I'm thinking of it in terms of fantasy, where the one is from one kingdom, the other is from another, and they have to work together. That's usually a great time. Forbidden love in like contemporary romance, where it's like in our world. The ones that are in our world, not so much. Forbidden love, let's say this could be a little something because I usually read forbidden love in fantasy settings, and that's usually great. Foreign romance could be tricky. Foreign romance could be tricky because here's the thing. I'll put you in if done correctly because I love a foreign romance when it's two people falling in love within a different country. But when it is two people falling in love in a country and one is from said country, I usually get nervous because these authors are out here just doing these little self-insertions where they went on a holiday and they're like, I would love to fall in love in this place, and then they write about said thing. It's not always the best of romances. Let's just put it out there. Let's just say that. When these romances aren't done correctly, it's usually the author taking a stereotype from the place that they are writing about and making that the miscommunication. Is also like this cultural thing, and I'm not always into that. Some of it also comes off passport bro-ish. Sorry. No. Sometimes it's not done correctly, but when it's done correctly, it's done correctly. Let's see. Friends to lovers. I look friends to lovers most ardently, actually. I do love it most ardently, actually. No. Go to your rightful place. Go. There we go. I don't like it when the one friend was quiet about this thing the entire time, but then somebody else pursues the love interest and now all of a sudden is, oh, I want you. The jealousy thing? No. I love my friends to lovers when they gradually just realize that they force into a situation where they realize that this is in fact a stunning person to be with. And it's usually coupled with fake dating. Friends to lovers coupled with fake dating, great, because your best friend just trying to help your friend out, so you are pretending to be together and you are in these situations that you're always in, because usually when you're best friends you don't have a problem with being in intimate and vulnerable positions, but then this whole aspect of analyzing everything within the fake dating then becomes a thing. So friends to lovers in that regard. So let's see. Hate sex. Hate sex, that is a difficult one because I'm gonna need to come back to this. Go over there. Go somewhere over there. Huddling for warmth. Matthias and Nina, yes. Go. This it's a little something. It's something. Huddling for warmth, yes. Close proximity. We're in a difficult situation. We're on a little quest. Come over here, you big lump of muscle. Yes. Humans and I love a good vampire. Klaus Michelson has had me in a chokehold for years and years. But humans and vampires have been done to death. We don't have the time. We really don't have the time anymore. I don't even think it's being written very often at this point. Because if it is, it's usually like in a fantasy series where there's a bunch of different interracial, there's a bunch of different characters that fall in love with humans, where it's like a werewolf romance or it's a bear romance or it's a there's a lot of animals that be falling in love with humans, but then there's always a vampire in said underworld, and then they also get their own book. So it's usually in that cases, but nobody writes a human and vampire romance anymore. It's been done to death. Not my vibe unless you're Michelson. Yes, I'm not gonna lie, Vampire Diaries, I ate it up. Twilight, not so much. The vampires gave back then. Not anymore. We're not doing that anymore. Hurt, comfort. I love me a broken soul. I love me a little broken person. So hurt, comfort is going to be up there. It's going to be up there because if one character is going through a difficult time, whether it be emotionally or physically, and the other person helps them and sees them at their most vulnerable and helps them get to a better place in their life, and then still falls in love with them, I loves me that. I love me that. Yes. Insta love, throw it away.
I hated her so much. Flames on the side of my face.
If you guys are falling in love in the first 30% of the book, what am I going to read for the rest of the book? What is the other 70% going to be about? Miscommunication here, miscommunication there, miscommunication there, end. No. Let's build. Can we build? Loss of virginity is creepy. It's creepy every single time. No. It's cringe. No. Sis. Love triangle. Love triangles can be great when they are great, but when they are awful, they are awful. Hey, yo. Love triangles really need to be done correctly. It really does need to be done correctly because love triangles works best where the two love interests are a representation of the two different directions the main character can go in. But then on the other side, there's always these authors, stop calling them these authors. When it's not done well, it's usually I'm already with somebody and now I'm taking this journey and I'm falling in love with somebody else. And that is cringe. That is super cringe because now there's this whole cheating thing involved, and I don't condone cheating within my romances. It's not a thing. So no. If it's a throuple situation, that could be great too. So explore that, but then it's not a love triangle, then it's just a vibe. So great when it is a person being pulled into different directions by two different choices and the love interests are representation of these choices. And it's terrible when there's cheating involved. It needs to be done with care and respect, and yes, it can be a great time. Let's see. Mistaken identity. What is this? The early 2000s? No. Go away. Straight to the top. Mutual pining is I'm going to read it every single time. If you can put a romance in the comment section right now that has mutual pining, banter, and enemies to lovers within the same book, I will love you forever. Oh gosh, we're back to hate sex. Oh my god, we're back to hate sex. Let's just put hate sex in if done correctly, because it's so easy to get wrong. It's so easy to get wrong. One of them is famous. No. Why? Whose idea is this? We're so sick of the famous people. Like, what's the point? Out for You is great. I love an Out for You story. Let's see. Out for You could be in if done correctly, but I'm going to put it in this could be a little something, and here's why. Authors who write Out for You romances usually have an understanding of what it's all about. So they are usually queer themselves and they know what they are talking about. And in some instances, it's not even about fully coming out for somebody. It's just expressing their sexuality for the first time. So I I read a romance recently. What book was that? It was one of the baking girlies. It was one of the baking books, but it was an enemies to lovers romance. And in the enemies to lovers romance, the guy is bisexual. And because they are enemies to lovers, there are certain things that she doesn't know about him. It's not that he's been hiding his sexuality or he's been hiding his biness from her. He has not. It's just that at some point in the book, he shares that with her in a way of not endearing himself to her, but to make sure that he's vulnerable. It's just the way that he's showing his vulnerability to her, basically. So out for you thing is not always just I'm explicitly coming out of the closet for you and the entire story is revolving around me being in the closet and having to come out. It's sometimes just as simple as because I care about you and because I love you, I need you to know this very important part of my life. I love it when it's something like that. Yeah. Anyway, partners in crime. Partners in crime I will love most ardently every single time. Hello. Yes, I'm thinking of them. Partners in crime, we are doing this little adventure. We are doing things together and we are out here just killing it. And then falling in love along the way. Slow burn style. It needs to be slow. Well, not that slow, but it needs to be. Yes. Playboy, go. Only my second video on this year channel. I'm not. Let's just throw him in the bin and go on about our day. Let's just throw pregnancy. Throw that in the flames too. No. Go into your place. Pregnancy, no. Only people who are pregnant or people who are looking to get pregnant will enjoy pregnancy in their romance. It could just be me and my womb that is not set up for children, but pregnancy and I do not know. Porn without plot. Listen here and listen well. I grew up on the internet when the internet just became the internet. You know, and I know that there is a thing called Rule 34. Is it Rule 34? Yes, Rule 34 and Rule 35, because Rule 34 says if it's on the internet, there's porn about it. I'm paraphrasing, but there's porn for everything, right? There are different categories of porn within itself. Porn without plot should not be a thing. Porn without plot flames. Even porn has plot. What you talking about? Huh? No. If you want a book that has porn without plot, just go watch porn then. Right? Why would you? Are you talking about like a little novella? Or not even novella, just a tiny teensy story. Or like just a scene. Because what's the point? No. Release us. Go away. Throw it away. Renewed first love. First loves are usually like teenage love. It's usually like teenagers and then they meet again as adults. I can do that. This could be a little something. Second chance love. Right. Renewed first love is going to go in if done correctly. Second chance love can be a little something. Because second chance love means you were in love before, something happened, and now it's being rekindled. Usually those two people have been together in their adult years. Renewed first love, that's usually like being young and being stupid and then meeting again so that usually brings in the whole destined to be together thing, and I don't really do the whole destined to be together thing. It's something that needs to be worked on. So second chance love is going to be better than renewed first love. Okay. Secret relationships? No, because the climax to the story is usually one person feeling terrible and making decisions based on how terrible they feel because they are a secret. No. Not my vibe. Sharing a bed. I thought we were all sharing a bed. I don't understand. What is this? Doesn't all these romances end up in somebody's bed? Probably not the hate sex, but it ends up in somebody's bed. I know what they mean. Sorry. Sharing a bed is basically huddling for warmth. I never see it being done anywhere outside of huddling for warmth. So sharing a bed will go right next to huddling for warmth because that's how I see it. Sleepover, girl, you're going in exactly the same place. Sleepover, sharing a bed, huddling for warmth, same. Slow burn right to the top. Moving on up. Soulmates could not be a vibe, and soulmates could. Oh gosh, I'm at the end of my could be a little something. Soulmates, I'm gonna put it as a little something. I enjoy soulmates, but it could also not be a vibe. That's the thing with soulmates though. If it's a soulmate with a whole second chance love thing and it's in a contemporary story, no, that's stupid. But if it's soulmates within a fairy tale story, yes, go ahead. Do the most. Draw your little soulmate stuff on the cupboards and things. Sorry, I'm stupid. That's an Akata reference then. No. Unhappy ending. If it's an unhappy ending, it's not a romance. Romances don't have unhappy endings. Unhappy endings in romances are stupid. We're not doing that. Why would we do that? Flames? Go in the bin. Unrequited love would also go in the bin if it ends unhappily. Unrequited love at the start of the novel, and then they fall in love with somebody new, or unrequited love where it's basically a second chance type thing. Because unrequited love, for unrequited love's sake, that would be an unhappy ending, and that would be stupid, and I don't want that. Oh gosh, I don't have any space left. Let's take the sleep over and put it into not my vibe, because who has the energy? And let's put unrequited love up there with a little something. Because if it's unrequited love in the way I'm thinking, then it should be up there. Worthy opponents right to the top, not even going to question that, because worthy opponents for me worthy opponents for me within a fantasy novel means that we are forced into close proximity because we need to go on this adventure together. It's always something to do with my kingdom and yours, and you are on opposing sides, but you are both stunning at what you do, and there's at some point she wants to kill him, he wants to kill her. Usually there's banter. It's a great time. Okay, so there's the list. That's the list. If you've made it this far, you now know all the things that I love. So you're going to go into the comment section and find me books that has angst, banter, enemies to lovers, fake relationships, friends to lovers, partners in crime, slow burn, worthy opponents, and most important of all, mutual pining. So much mutual pining. Yes. You're going to do that. Do all the other internety things. I'm not going to say this every week. Do all the internety things, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!